See, I was looking into the etymology or the history, the meaning of the word Jews, and it seems Shakespearean. I saw one reference that was like Shakespeare was the first person to coin the term Jew,
Hmm.
but then I also see so there's references to um, in the King James version is when we see Jew as well, and it's actually in the translation in the Bible. So in Kings 2:16-6, when quote and drove the Jews from Elat unquote. So it's interesting that that word, how it changes over time, just like all words do. But when I think of Jew, I think of the tribe of Judah, right? So I think Judahite. And then I think it's interesting how of the 12 tribes and then 13 when Joseph became Ephraim and Manasseh, but that's part of other stuff I really don't know much about. Uh, how the Jew concept seemed to be like brought out and made pinnacle. And then the rest of the tribes, like they all kind of vanished as far as secular history is concerned. Like we don't talk about the Levites much anymore. We don't talk about the Zebulon Knights. We don't talk about, like, and so I always find that interesting when people say things like Judeo Christian. It's like, well, you're now that's like a bastardized version of, and so it just keeps building. So I honestly don't know a lot of the information on how that works, but I just know it's been strange to me to hear over the years at different churches when people reference anything that's like that.
Yeah, it is strange. I don't. So, do you know for certain that the term Jew can be traced back to reference to the tribe of Judah?
I thought I did.
Because I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it had nothing to do with the tribe of Judah.
uh No, I'm 85%. I have like
Okay.
85% that it can be traced back. So let me look real quick here in the back. Nation Wikipedia is so
Yeah. Well, so this would be a good question that you may know the answer to. I'm just going to go ahead and set all of my shameful ignorance concerning Old Testament scripture out there for the world. And by the world, I mean me, you, PJ, and Ginger. Um, could it have something to do? So
they
did
don't
King
let me
David?
be honest, they don't give a fuck about Jews.
Yeah, I had a hunch. I had a hunch. Mm. Yeah, I'm not even sure ginger means ginger. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, do you know if King David, King Solomon, come from the tribe of Judah? I believe they
Uh
do.
yes,
It could
yeah.
be
Yeah, yeah.
right.
I think David was, yeah. And
So, do you
Solomon
think
was David's son.
so? If that's the case, with their reigns representing sort of the establishment of the temple, and like that's a huge point of significance in just overall the history of the nation of Israel. I wouldn't be surprised if during that period the tribes sort of became synonymous with just the nation of Israel as a whole, right?
That's exactly what I'm seeing here. That's exactly what it seems to be the case.
Doc, I'm good. Bro, I should be an Old Testament scholar.
You're a good guesser.
Good guesser indeed. Okay, cool. Well, David, if you're listening to this, how's Bathsheba doing? Too soon?
David would fuck you up, man.
I'm sure he would, dog. Stone right there. Boom, right in the forehead.
I feel like, yeah, it's not sacrilege because he's not the Messiah. So I feel like
Let's
cheap
just
shots are a little more.
let's just
You're like, that's not.
next subject.
I feel like cheap shots are still wrong. I agree with you.
Next subject.